Pag naririnig ko yung Marikina, pumapasok agad sa isip ko is, they love to eat talaga.
This is the only city in NCR that's what we call provinciudad. And when you say provinciudad, probinsya feel pa.
In Marikina, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. It's nice. It's a community. It's a small town that knows everybody.
Marikina City is commonly recognized as the shoe capital of the Philippines. But beyond skillfully crafted footwear, Marikina is also dubbed as a provinciudad, a calm away from the hustle and bustle from the rest of Metro Manila. For Marikenyos, the city is also home to some iconic food spots, proving Marikina to be a haven for gastronomic delights like Everlasting and Waknatoy. To get a taste of what the city has to offer, we explored 6 family-owned and long-standing restaurants anyone who grew up in the city would vouch for. We're up bright and early at our first stop, Rustic Mornings, which offers comfort food as inviting as its lush garden space. The restaurant allows diners to immerse in the museum of Portia's mother, with each art inviting every person to connect and find comfort in every bite.
My business started 17 years ago, and I started with a dinner by reservation restaurant. It was then called Isabelo. It ran for 5 years, and I was young then. I was only on my 20s, and I felt like I didn't have life then. I couldn't see my friends and eat my friends. Hence, the idea of Rustic Mornings. So it's a breakfast restaurant, and then now I have my nighttime that I can spend with my friends and family. How did I develop the concept? It was because of my circumstance. During that time, I only had my grandmother's lot, and I only have my mom's scraps, art scraps. So I worked around that. So during that time, the only restaurants in Marikina were Yellow Cab, Pancake House, and Jollibee. And the rest were small gotahans that we all loved. So I said, okay, I have to be different. And what will be the reason for people to come to me? So I made it into a secret garden. And I had no capital, so I made sure that they make a deposit first. And that's when I give the address to where the place is. That's how it started, 1 table at a time. After a year, I added another table. 5 years, I had 5 tables. And what inspired me to just keep going, I guess faith, because I was just praying for it. Lord, what am I gonna do? Clear the path for me. And little by little, people were giving me their old stove, their cookbooks. As long as you just work hard and you keep going, it could happen. I'm a true-blooded Marikeño. Everybody in my family grew up here in this town. So that was my dream, even 17 years ago, for Marikina to be known. Or simulan na lang natin for my restaurant to be known. And then eventually, people come to Marikina. And seeing it now, I'm so proud that we have evolved to becoming a food city. What I want my customers to remember when they come here, that the Lord has blessed them with a beautiful place. It's not me. It's always Him. And I want it to be the best breakfast place in Manila. We just strive to be good at what we do, and we strive to always make sure that their favorites, the classics, we keep it consistent that they will always come back for. Until they grow older, until they have little ones to bring here. When you ask me what is Tatak Marikeño in Rustic Mornings, I guess it's the people who make Rustic Mornings. Everyone who works here are Marikeños. Everyone who works here love Marikina.
Baking is indisputably a labor of love. The act takes on a new form through Filipino bakery and restaurant Amerikana's unique production cycle, which lasts 4 hours for a single batch of pandesal.
In the 1950s, my dad, he was a kutsero and a panadero. He found out that the Americans are looking for a bigger bread. So he made pan Amerikano, the 1950s pandesal. and we revive that. That's why our name is Amerikana. It sounds like Panamericano, and it is in Marikina. So if you taste our bread, it's a little bit salty and a little bit sweet. And then the procedure, which is 4 hours per batch, using the firewood and the clay oven, traditional way. Continuing the 1950s traditional way means a lot. First, it's a tribute to my dad. Following the uniqueness, every corner of the street merong bakery. So, we plan to go a different way. We are here not to compete and also be unique at the same time. I will be selling more on the experience. So, sabi natin, gawin nating theme. It's a way of enticing customers while waiting for your food. You can go around, enjoy the place. We did what is interesting. We have the bestseller, Pandesal. We also have the ensimada. Pag pumunta ka rito, whatever we sell for this day, yun lang. Pag naubos siya ng 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that's all. So it's always fresh bread. And then at the same time, we have the regional favorites. We have the Waknatoy. The reason why they call it Waknatoy is the food being served in all gatherings. Yan na naman, sabi ng mga Chinese ancestors natin dito, Waknatoy, Wagnatoy. So they call it Waknatoy. We have another one, famous dish, the everlasting. It's everlasting present in all the salo-salo. Kahit na maliit ka lang na negosyo, you can make a ripple. Gumising ka kaninang umaga, what's your purpose? Ba't ka ginising? The Lord has given you a mission to be a joy to other people.
Our Marikina food trip wouldn't be complete without stopping by the iconic Mackie's. What began as a sidewalk stall in 1989 by Herminia Lola Ermi Cruz has grown into a household name for Marikenyos for their fix of Goto or rice porridge. From your classic pairing of tokwat baboy to more daring cubes of cow's blood, commonly referred to by Filipinos as Betamax, Mackie's churns out numerous bowls of Goto every day. The Gotohan also whips up amin palabok and ginataang bilo-bilo. While there are cheaper Gotohans around the city, Marikenyos are particularly fond of Mackie's for their hefty servings and premium toppings, making it a must-visit to dine in or grab takeout from if you're craving a piping hot bowl of flavorful Goto. Not too far from Mackie's, our fourth stop is at Ligaya's. The unassuming chicken stall takes pride in the namesake's heirloom fried chicken recipe that dates back all the way to 1965.
Lola Ligaya Francisco was born in Marikina. She was actually the founder of Ligaya's Fried Chicken. She has passed the recipe through generations, and right now, kaming mga apo ni Lola Ligaya na ang nag-continue ng Ligaya's Fried Chicken. Kaya naisip namin ipagpatuloy yung business. Marami kasi talagang nakakakilala sa Ligaya's Fried Chicken, especially yung mga tubong Marikina. We started actually during pandemic. And then eventually, we decided na magkaroon na ng maliit na store for dine-in customers naman. Ang nakakatuwa lang with our store and yung comeback namin is every time na may nag-order sa amin, especially senior citizens, there's a story always. Diyan ako nagpabinyag ng anak ko before, diyan kami nag-celebrate ng anniversary, diyan kami nag-reception ng wedding. So, nakakatuwa lang. We use a special butter para dun sa balat ng chicken. I think yun yung kakaiba from other fried chicken. There's a lot of potential dun sa Ligaya's chicken. We just have to deliver and kailangan consistent din yung lasa ng Ligaya's chicken mula noong 1965 until 2024 and onwards. Yung chicken namin is walang masyadong palamuti. Crispy on the outside and then juicy on the inside. Pag natikman nila yung Ligayas, yun na yung magiging standard fried chicken nila.
With every bite inspiring warmth and nostalgia, it's no surprise that Rocha has stood the test of time by serving freshly cooked Puto and Kutsinta since 1952, which have become a favorite for Marikenyos and tourists alike. Despite being located in a small stall, Rocha has poised itself as a pasalubong favorite with patrons coming back time and time again to get a taste of their perfectly sized Puto and Kutsinta. Made just right, their kakanin options aren't too sweet, with their Puto in particular being balanced with a nice savory touch of cheese. For our final stop, we headed to Ador's Bakery. What was once a side hustle during the pandemic has quickly become one of the most sought-after food stalls in the city for their toasted siopaw, milky donuts, and puto.
Nag-start siya sa sideline ng mag-couple na owner. Both sila may corporate job, nag-resign na sila para makapag-focus dito sa Ador's Bake Shop. For the customers, para mabigyan sila ng something to share with their families. Kasi nakikita namin mostly yung mga bumibili, panghanda sa occasion, pampasalubong. So parang nasarap niyang i-share. After po mapaalsa nito, ipa-fry naman po natin siya. Sa coating naman, gatas po yung pinag-coat po natin ng cheese donut saka milky donut po. Sa milky donut po, meron tayong chocolate, strawberry po, Bavarian, saka dulce de leche po. Tapos meron po tayo yung bestseller po natin na classic cheese donut po. Yung classic po yung binabalik-balikan po nila kasi po ito po yung may tamang tamis at alat. Ganito po ginagawa yung toasted siopaw. Trained po talaga sila dito na paggawa ng siopaw. Kaya rin po sila mabilis, no? Kasi po yung demand po ng tao, dire-diretso, tuloy-tuloy po. Nung pandemic po, sinubukan po natin tong trending na ube cheese. Ayan, sumikat din po yung ube cheese natin na toasted siopaw. Pagdating dun sa recipes, nag-iisip sila kung ano yung magugustuhan ng tao na hindi masakit sa bulsa. Na matutuwa pa rin yung mga bumibili at babalikan pa rin nila. Yung Ador's kasi, hindi lang talaga siya yung pang Marikina lang. Parang nagiging all over the NCR na nga siya eh.
The next time you find yourself this way east, make sure to pay these homegrown spots and hidden gems a try. Indeed, Marikina is filled with good eats that are as flavorful as the stories behind them. But don't just take our word for it. See, or rather, taste it for yourself.